Howdy, Internet. It is I, VannKraken. Welcome to a Saturday World of Warships Legends stream. It's our first Saturday stream in a long time, I think. I've made it on Friday night each of the last couple weeks. First week in ages, we've made it 2 nights in the same week for a stream. So thanks to anyone who stops by tonight. Really very much appreciated. Matt Smith, if you're over on the YouTube side still, hello to you. Hope you're having a good weekend. I appreciate you coming by yesterday to say hi on the stream as well. You're playing Arena and having people sail directly into the cap at the start of the match, which gets you no points, no XP value, and no silver, just in case you want to know. It's actually a discouraged thing to try to cap early. I think that's why there is a team damage too, so you can make it harder for people to rush the cap at the beginning of the game. But anywho, hey, I am VannKraken. I am a 6-year World of Warships PC player and World of Warships Legends alpha tester. I have about 90 minutes before I have to make dinner for my family, and looking at our screen, we are close to knocking out Weekly Havoc. We're in just the last little bit of Shakedown trials. I need a couple ship kills. I need some damage to cruisers. I actually had an immensely fun time earlier today on Hitman's stream with Hitman and friends. And Skip, we had a really good time. We had 5 division games that were insanely fun. We happened to win them all. Good organized team play, balanced divisions. Skip was in a destroyer. He's a great destroyer player. Hitman was playing his signature battleships, and I like cruisers. So we showed, I think, good synergy in division mates. You don't necessarily want to all take the same kind of ship into a division or into a platoon on World of Tanks. Doesn't necessarily give you the balance you need on a flank. So we had some super fun games, good teamwork, stuff that you don't always get in this game, I will say, which made it extra fun. So hey, we're just gonna try to continue what fun we had earlier in some solo play. Again, I probably won't div tonight just because we're trying to get some stuff done quickly, but Weekly Havoc is almost done. I would love to try to get one more of the heroic effort missions done. I need a high caliber. If I pull out a high caliber, I should probably just play like tier 4 or something. Oh, it's tier 5, sorry. And knock something out there, but we'll see. High calibers generally just come when you're just playing the game and trying to play it correctly, and not just going for score. At least that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. And we're just gonna jump in and get some gameplay going again, since we don't have the longest stream planned for tonight. I do want to say it is September 11th, and we in America, I know others around the world who were impacted by what happened 20 years ago. Feels a little weird playing games today, but I think life goes on, and doesn't mean that we stop everything that we're doing, but we do stop and pause and reflect about what happened 20 years ago. I mentioned last night on stream that I actually had a colleague that I worked with, Dora Menchaca from Amgen, who was at a conference on the East Coast and was on the flight that hit the Pentagon. So actually had someone that I knew affected directly by September 11th. So this day is always a day where I do have feels about it, and hope that we can all evolve as a better human race ultimately. It's still a work in progress, isn't it? Unfortunately. You guys doing Arena? Matt said he's doing some Arena, but it's driving him crazy is what it sounds like. I played one game earlier because I heard you get some camos or something. So I did play one game earlier. My team got a win. We were actually pretty well organized. You guys, if you haven't played Arena in a division before, that's really the most fun way to play Arena, is in a division if you can at all make that happen. It's just not as fun of a game on your own, for the obvious reasons of the teamwork aspect of Arena is kind of a big thing. All right, we need to go after cruiser damage. So I think North Carolina, where we're trying to get this puppy equipped to some degree, we're still 13,000 experience points away from our first upgrade. And I have one of my module slots unfilled because I hate spending $2 million on the target acquisition module. Very stingy about that. So let's go ahead and load in on North Carolina. I did notice Hitman is playing North Carolina a lot. And I think it's a ship that's going to battle for tier 6 best ship supremacy. Did a video a little while ago on YouTube about Sinop kind of holding that title, and I think it has, because Sinop's guns are very good, especially closer in. Russian battleships get an accuracy buff the closer they get to their targets. Kind of a unique feature of Russian battleship guns. And obviously the armor is really trolly if you stay bow in to your target. But this ship, I think, overall has better guns at multiple ranges. The AP is fantastic. It's also very good on Sinop as well. But what we have here is not the same icebreaker bow. You can take more damage through the bow than you will on Sinop. But again, you can hit your enemies with better accuracy, better shell grouping from further away. The rub is North Carolina has a little bit of a higher gun trajectory than some of the other American battleships. So you have to get a little bit used to timing your shots with a little bit more lead than what you may be used to on some of the other American battleships. The flip side of that is you get plunging fire, which comes down into the deck of your targets at a steeper angle. So you can get things like some citadels that you wouldn't expect on German battleships or turtleback armor schemes. Another ship that has it that isn't German is the Amagi at top tier in this game. So North Carolina and her high gun trajectory does help with that sort of thing as well with regard to citadels on turtlebacks. If we don't have a destroyer target to shoot at, we're gonna go for the cruisers. I'm gonna throw my plane up. I'm gonna try to get these cruisers spotted up. Oh, look at this. Okay, get front guns off. He's not moving. Dude. Now he's moving. Oh, we missed him with the second salvo. Alright, we got a little payback from one of their battleships. I'm just a little giddy because we need cruiser damage. It's what I'm lacking. Cruiser damage and kills. Looks like our two teammates are going to hug that one edge there, so we're going to close distance on the cap a slight bit. I'd like to get the Fiji lined up here. Fiji's trying to hit us. Smaller caliber gunfire, but he is pretty solid with regard to his AP round capability and high rate of fire. Already taken a pretty significant chunk of damage. Okay. I'm gonna actually use a little bit of my speed and mobility to just go out and come back in. Namely, to get all my guns in play on this one shot on North Carolina. If I had stayed bow in, I would have only gotten 6. And we get a good salvo. Okay, here's a little trick. To get my guns around faster, I'm going to face the opposite direction, hold down my left bumper. That's the gun lock button. It basically turns your turrets to wherever you're looking when you hold down that left trigger. So you can see that I'm looking to my right, but my turrets are turning to my left, right, which isn't normal. That's what gun lock does for you. It helps you pre-position your turrets when you're making turns, which is obviously important in any battleship that has a slower turret traverse and any cruiser that might have slow turrets. I'm talking to you, Pensacola, importantly. Pensacola's turret traverse is sucky, majorly sucky. North Carolina is still looking on our general direction. So yeah, there he's trying to aim back at us, but we're turning. We anticipated that and already threw a turn, and we were able to avoid his shells mostly. Looks like all but one because of that. Now we've got to worry about the Sinop on the other side. This is a stock hull, so I don't have the rudder upgrade, and you can just see that, ooh, nice. Someone pasted the Fiji. It's taking me a long time to get my rudder to respond to the call for rudder. Okay, this might work out. North Carolina's kind of scooted behind the rocks. We can bow in towards him. We're going to get shots on another cruiser, hopefully.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
The Leander while he turns. Possibly. We shoot behind him. Okay, a little bit of damage in. A couple overpens. Leander's hull is really thin. It also has an above the water citadel, so that salvo was a little bit further forward than it just was. The Leander would have really felt it, but he's on the same course. He's running basically full broadside to us, so he didn't learn anything from the last salvo. And he's kind of committed now. He's kind of committed in. He's going to try to smoke. He's just going to try to torp. He's going to try to torp this Leon. Can we get a kill? Sweet. That's one of two.
This is the way.
Okay. Our friendly neighborhood, North Carolina, our opposite, is dialing us up again. We need 2 kills. We need cruiser damage, so we're off to a good start with regard to that. Now, with only 1 ship here and not 2, we can just take a bow-in position on this North Carolina, as long as we're not showing side to their battleships in the middle. Their NC is just on the edge of our range, so we'll keep pushing up. 1 destroyer, but it looks like he's in the A cap, not on our side of the map. There's that plunging fire. We got at least 1 full penetration. Game's over. We pushed them so far back from the caps and did a good job taking possession of caps that the rest was history. Finished 3rd. Not too shabby. We're more excited just about getting wins right now in the ship and accumulating that first win bonus on experience points so we can get these upgrades in place. And we got a good chunk of cruiser damage and 1 ship kill. And what did we say we were? 13,000. So we're less than 10,000 away from our first upgrade. North Carolina will have a little bit of a decision to make. I feel her main battery range is already pretty decent in stock state. So we'll really have to kind of noodle what upgrade we take first. I might take the hull first, just because one of the big things I appreciate about North Carolina versus Iowa is its turn capability when it's fully upgraded. She can turn quite swiftly and isn't as long a hull. She's stubbier than Iowa. So for me, a player that likes to play mobile battleships, I don't like to just stick in one place and stay bow in all the time. I find that playstyle really boring, just bow tanking constantly. There was a time for it. We would have gone into bow tank mode right there if the game hadn't ended, but I don't enjoy doing it constantly. I like mobility, even in battleship play. Okay, so that was a key tier 6 win we wanted to get with regard to the credit from our first win bonus. A couple other tier 6 battleships we're working on. Vanguard just got buffs, right? Vanguard got buffs, so maybe we'll play King George. Let's go with it. We don't need this epic commander booster. Take that off. Alright, we'll load in with a double XP booster, because we are trying to grind this out to tier 7. I'm going to have multiple ships to buy at tier 7. There was a time when I had like 120 million credits. That is not the case. I spent them on Albemarle, on Charles Martel, on Edinburgh. Well, I haven't started playing yet either to get upgraded. Need to play some Edinburgh. We've been spending about 2 to 3 months just really focusing on line grinding British and French ships. And then when North Carolina got released, I added her to my list. And I got lucky enough to get the tier 5 Tennessee out of an early release crate. So it wasn't as long of a grind. I went back and did my 10 missions on Nevada, which I actually got from a crate as well, to earn, what was it, 50 gold per mission, so earn 500 gold, which essentially is almost like a third of your Admiralty backing cost. So if you happen to pull an early access Russian destroyer or two, make sure you do the missions that show up in your missions tab for the free gold missions. I think it's 50 gold for every victory up to 10 victories. It's 5 or 10, and you can do that in AI. AI mode should be close to a sure thing win, and you should be able to accomplish those wins quite quickly. So honestly, if you take advantage of these early release missions, and then there's the daily and weekly missions for free gold, really that net $6 US Admiralty backing cost after you earn back some gold after paying your 2,500, I bet I cut that in half. It probably cost me maybe $3 for my mission, or for my Admiralty backing cost once I average everything out. Okay. We're going to be patient. I used to always fire immediately as my guns were loaded, but what we see is the Colorado is starting to make a turn. So we'd rather hit him when he's showing us more broadside. We're going to back up a little bit because I don't want to press into a destroyer and 2 battleships. And we're going to load HE because the Colorado is most likely going to come bow into us now. And there's a destroyer there that we can shoot at as well. And the AP is greatly underestimated on British ships, but obviously the fire chance of the HE shells is fantastic, as is the Alpha Strike. So I'll work on setting Colorado on fire, and as soon as I can get him on fire and or with a second fire that sticks, what I like to call a sticky fire, which runs the whole duration of someone's damage control party, then I'll switch to armor piercing rounds and start slapping, in this case, at this angle, the superstructure with AP rounds until he turns and shows us a flat plate on broadside, which may be now. So since he's going to show us broadside, we are going to switch to AP rounds immediately. We didn't set a second fire, which is actually good. He's being prudent with using his damage control party, which is actually a good thing to do. Don't use your damage control on your first fire. Just use your repair party. So I'm going to aim up. I'm aiming up higher so I hit the superstructure and not the armor belt. If I hit the armor belt angled on that Colorado right here, I would not penetrate. Okay, Jervis is getting a little sporty. He's coming in. He thinks we're probably going to come and go right into this gap. He's probably torping there. We're not going to do that. I'm going to call for focus fire on the Colorado. We're going to keep an eye on the Scharnhorst too. I don't know what our knives now is doing getting so far out wide. I'm not going to have my guns aligned to hit the Colorado again immediately, so we're going to do one round here just to kind of send a warning to the Scharnhorst that we're paying attention to him. Now again, I'm going to look right, hold down my left bumper, which gets my guns, rotating to the right while I'm looking left and just checking my shoulder and seeing who's lining up on me and at what angle. Scharnhorst AP is kind of like heavy cruiser AP almost, so it bounced. We'd really prefer to have people firing at that Colorado and getting him out if we could. Hey, Free Time, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you, man. I'm on 2 nights in a row this week. This is not going to be a long stream, but definitely want to jump on, try to knock out my weekly Havoc, and just say hi to some folks who are on Saturday, given that it's been mostly a Friday thing of late. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend, wherever you happen to be tonight. Okay. So we're pressing in basically 3 battleships versus 3, and we each have a destroyer. Their Jervis is isolated on the other side of this mountain right now, or this island, so he's not going to be able to torp us too easily. But it looks like he's trying to come around the corner. So we're going to hit him with what's loaded. I can't execute that turn out. He just keeps sitting there. So let's go back to a battleship. Get the knives now. Try to contain the Jervis. Again, we're just keeping an eye, keeping our guns trained over there. Gonna call for fire on him. And again, now that he's out, I'll probably reload and switch to high explosive as soon as I get this round off. We can still get him pretty good. We did over 4,000 damage to him right there. He's got about 9-kilometer torpedoes, so I don't want to get super duper close. God, that we are going to be kind of looking a bit like fish in a barrel here if I lose support. I don't want to push into 3 battleships. Really. Ugh, my turrets are slow. Oh, nice shot. Okay. I'm actually going to turn out and kite away. Because it's going to be difficult holding this position versus 4 battleships, you guys. Especially when at least one of them, if not more, will have broadside shots on me if I don't change my angle right now. So I'm not leaving the cap, not going to leave the area. I'm just going to reposition. And we're going to call for fire on Sharn. Just don't underestimate the power of communication. There's plenty of people who will not listen, but there are some who will, and it's totally worth trying to communicate with people who do listen. We just happen to suffer from some crap accuracy. We've got the A cap. On points, it's pretty damn close. So right now it's coming down to if we can get some work done on these ships. I'm just going to loop around this island and come back. Come back in. Come on, get a fire. Or just kill him.
I have you now.
Okay. Star Wars theme night. We're waiting for Obi-Wan Kenobi to come out. Not too long. You playing arena free time, or are you just staying out of that mess? It's not a huge mess. It's not as bad as ranked. I don't know that I like arms race as a gimmick, honestly. The buff mechanics. Matt on the YouTube side was saying that he's seen some pretty poor play over there. Monk, who was in the stream with us last night, was number 4 in the top 10 as of last night. It's kind of interesting how it's the average, right? It's like the average of your top games, or the sum of your top 10 games. Just kind of a neat and different way of doing it, but the less gimmicky it is, the better I like it. Alright, Mr. Opposite King George. I'm again just going to call target. If we all put the power of our guns onto one ship, it's just going to help get that ship out a lot faster. That's good old focus fire tactic. Gneisenau is being harassed by our destroyer. But things aren't happening a little as quickly as we like in that engagement. Let's see if we can get some pressure on winning C. We're going to switch to armor piercing. Get at least one armor piercing salvo in on the King George. There's a fire. A lot of battleships in front of us. Okay, he's perfectly flat broadside. We anticipated that. Just barely going to get a shot off that has a chance of hitting him. It was a little bit behind. We took more damage than we inflicted, unfortunately. Oh, cool. Now's almost out. I was just worried about my side. He's out. Okay, let's congratulate that, but our DD did die. We're gonna go for the Ranger. Obviously at this point. If you see a CV, shoot a CV. We'll hold on the nearby battleship until the Ranger's out. Damn. 4 overpens. Try to aim a little more water line this time. And CVs are faster than you think. Sweet. Okay. That's our second kill that we needed. So we are good on kills. Now we're just down to cruiser damage. We're shooting at all battleships and carriers this game. We're anticipating the King George, just watching the minimap to see if he was going to come through on that side or not. So now we will bow into the Warspite. Let's throw our fighter up too, just give us a little more anti-aircraft capability. I'm gonna hit the brakes so I don't run into my teammate here. And our Warspite buddy is completely broadside now. Warspite, amazing guns for her tier. Slow turrets, that's kind of the offset. But can honestly say I don't own the ship on PC, but I have multiple copies of it on different accounts on the PC side of the game, or don't own it in Legends, I should have said, if I didn't. She's a great ship. You just have to, back to that pre-rotating turrets trick that I've been doing using the gun lock button. That helps a lot with Warspite, and you have to turn with your hull. Even with the King George here, we'll have to turn with our hull sometimes if we want to turn quickly. And we're going to aim up at the superstructure, but we're going to stick with AP rounds because they're not angled too much. If we can get through at 34 or 45 a pop like we just did, we're pretty happy with that. I think her guns are turned the opposite way. Slowly turning to us. You can see how slow her turret rotation is. Fired over. We'll go ahead and use a repair party. Why not? Now we're going to get a good flat broadside. So now we're going to dip our aim down to the waterline. Looks like they're slowing down a tad. Good damage on that salvo. Hey, no, that was the worst bite that got high caliber. We need high caliber. I need one of those too. Again, just trying to aim up above the armor belt. I'm willing to take a little damage right now to get some damage. Okay, if they're going to turn completely away, we're going to go to HE. Try to burn them a bit. As long as we stay angled, we won't take a major ton of damage. Ah, they're going to show us side again. How about we set a fire and then we go back to AP? That's a plan. So same thing with HE. We want to aim up above the armor belt. There's our fire. They're going to damage control. So we're just going to hold and do one more salvo of HE. I should be just blasting with AP right now, but we're committed. Obviously, it takes longer to reload. Come on, high cal. Oh, double fire. Don't kill him, Gneisenau. Angle to me, Warspite. No, the stupid his torpedoes got him. Damn. We're 1 out of 2 high calibers with regard to the heroic missions for the week. Hey, that got us a crate. We did buy Admiralty backing. Wound up at 3 kills, so we got part of our job done. Good job, Scharnhorst. So we were patient in that engagement, that turn away from the cap when we were 1v4 battleships. At least we would have been 1v4 if we kept going forward, because we would have been so far forward, we would have been the obvious target to take out. That turnout really made a difference. Got 7,600 XP, which again, we were not that far from Vanguard. 21,000. Actually, I forget that I'm grinding Eisenhower too, guys. Let's switch. That's a couple battleship games. Let's switch to cruisers, and let's switch to the 2 cruisers we're trying to get our first win bonus on. These are ships that we're trying to get fully upgraded. Albemarle. Actually, I might have got a win earlier today in Albemarle already, but we're only 8,000 XP away from the final upgrade, which is the Alpha Strike, Alpha damage increase, and I believe reload buff. Yeah, well, slight reload buff, 0.5 seconds, but a big reduction in the 180-degree turret turning time. So let's see. Yeah, Albemarle, we've already accomplished our 1.5, but we still need to get that done on Charles Martel. So let's do Charles Martel first. Let's take off this triple global XP booster. Generally save those to run on my premium ships and for campaigns. Oh, and Charles Martel is fully outfitted now, so we'll stay with it. It's a good ship for countering cruisers with. Rate of fire on Charles Martel is not as fast as a light cruiser. Her shells have really good gun arcs, very accurate, and good alpha strike on her HE and her AP. Not the best of either, but good on both. It's not the very best destroyer hunter because of her reload being longer than, say, a light cruiser. Like, I'd prefer to have Ochaka or Suzuya or Cleveland as a DD killer straight up. But this ship can definitely get it done, and she's very effective against cruisers. And can counter battleships quite well as well. Just make them think about your presence and back off. The gun arcs are pretty low, so I don't play this ship behind terrain all that much. Now that she's fully upgraded with, and she has, I believe, a double rudder shift, so I don't have the world's greatest detectability, 13, whereas a lot of other cruisers that average between 10 and 11 kilometer detectability. Means you have to be careful. You can't close as close to, say, battleships without having an idea of whether they fired and where their guns are pointed. But at 14 kilometers plus, she's pretty damn twisty and a very good open water kiting cruiser. So let's sweep the B cap. We're gonna head into this seam kind of in between these islands here, do a looping turn towards the center. A lot of people tend to get isolated out here on the side of B, and just like on the map north, when you go outside those wide islands, it can really take you out of the match for several minutes at the beginning, which can be super detrimental to your team. Let's see how brave our Georgia's gonna be. Kind of prefer if our Georgia didn't go bombing straight into the cap. We have 9-kilometer torpedoes. Let's just speculate. Let's speculate on an edge. Spotted by a destroyer, most likely. One ship targeting us. So let's hit our engine boost, which also increases our maneuverability a lot. Okay. Broke detection. Call for fire on the King George. That's probably behind him. We're still spotted. So that... Oh, we did manage to set him on fire. That DD is hanging somewhere middle. Okay, we just broke detection. What about this DD? Can we get shots on him? Let's take one shot. We need damage on cruisers. I'm interested in that. It's too far away. I'm not going to turn in center here because these battleships could wreck me. I also want to support our cap. We have 3 destroyers in the game, but they're all going to the same cap. Is that correct? Yeah. And one's dead. Another's going to die in a second. Ugh. This game's pretty much over, guys. Over before it started. Are they divisioned? No, just really, really bad decision making. No need to even get spotted at this point. If you get overrun in that cap at 3 minutes in the game, just bail out of it. Bail out of it and come back. You don't need to take that cap immediately. If we had destroyer support at this cap, these battleships here would have to be a little bit worried. Now they can completely push at will because there's not going to be any torpedo threat that they're going to have to deal with over here. And of course we have a battle or a destroyer, if not, looks like one destroyer to contend with at this cap, where they have none. So our destroyers have put us in very, very deep, if not insurmountable hole at this point already. It's not being negative, it's just kind of fact of life. As Tootie used to say. Pushing that Richelieu back. DD's sitting in the center over here. Our battleship gets a good dodge. Doing a little French on French violence here. It's not just the capping and the spotting that you lose when you lose a destroyer, guys. It's just the sheer presence of having a destroyer at a cap that, you know, our 2 battleships here are in pretty big jeopardy to torpedo strikes. They have to honor that. These 2 guys don't know it yet on the opposite side, but they'll keep pushing in and realize they're not getting spotted. And they're eventually going to figure out that they can push our position because there's no destroyer threat. Ooh, okay, Bismarck's almost dead. I'm always going to call out low health ships. I'm just going to signal it. Maybe people didn't see it. Maybe it's on the opposite side of the map from where people are looking. Just don't ever assume that your teammates see what you see. So communication can be really helpful. Long shot. Let's take one salvo. Shoot, got spotted. Probably wasn't bright to take that shot. That is not going to be accurate because the DD was not. We lost detection. So we're going to stay bow in until our guns have turned around, or we lose detection. Our battleship decided to push, which they didn't really necessarily need to do. But they did. So we're basically looking at a rout at this point. Maybe get some fire on this DD.
The enemy is about to win.
Yeah, I know. We finished off all of our destroyer damage. Behind him. Back guns maybe have a chance. Okay. Let's go back to work on this Richelieu. Not the outcome we really wanted. Shoot some torpedoes into this gap just in case. We're going to go ahead and hit our engine boost for increased mobility because we're going to need it. Just going to get focused now. Kind of wishing I hadn't used my torpedoes. For obvious reasons. But we have 3 on the other side. How brave is he going to be? Let's gamble that he's going to be really brave. And he's going to come in this channel straight after us. Maybe he doesn't realize we have torpedoes. He may steer straight through them, but it's always worth a shot. I kind of like his approach angle right now. He may be going too fast, though. Yeah. He sped up. Let's go ahead and give us some repair. Got a broken gun. Come on, broken gun. He's about ready to fire. Shoot. That was a bad timing on my turn. Really bad. Couldn't have been worse. Okay. Not enough time for him to kill us. That was so predictable, guys. Losing 2 destroyers like that right off the bat. You see these numbers, you know it's not going too well. It's not even worth a trade that early on in a destroyer. Okay. All right. So since Charles Martel's upgraded. Shoot, you know what? We could switch to Edinburgh. Hipper we're still working on upgrades. We're gonna do Albemarle, even though we've gotten the first win bonus of the day. Let's see what we can do. This ship is getting better and better as she gets upgraded. I did get the rudder shift upgrade yesterday, the whole upgrade. More hit points, better rudder shift. It's a big performance boost on a British heavy cruiser, which is a little bit on the sluggish side. Their handling is kind of maybe 30% better than a battle cruiser. Definitely not the handling of a nimble cruiser. And we're gonna get shards, and we're gonna get not gonna get center spawn, thankfully. I had shards center spawn in this ship earlier today. We did manage to win the game, but I got some early damage from a Georgia that was parked right behind B. And was a good player with good aim. We're legendary tier 2. Let's see what this Alaska wants to do. Only 1 destroyer per side. We have the capping destroyer. That's a benefit. We have a Kaba. Or they have a Kaba. We have a Shimakaze. I'll actually take that trade. Kavarask is more like a micro cruiser than a destroyer. Mine has about 7-kilometer detection on it, so it's not a good capping ship. Especially if you get matched up at the same cap with any of the enemy's DDs. They're going to outspot you by 1 kilometer or 2. So you really have to be prepared to bug out and reposition again and not fight to the death over that first cap 2 minutes into the game. It's just not worth it. Okay, Mr. Kerr first. Just on the edge of our main battery range. Now we have to be able to get up above the armor belt to be making it worthwhile to fire at him. Oh crap, they're both looking at me. 3 ships are looking at me. You're a juicy target in this ship. Very easy to citadel. Oh, we just managed to bracket that. Fire on the Alaska. You can just see it is not the most nimble turning ship.
All forces, capture that
What about the Otago? You know he's gonna have to turn to avoid the island. Come around and support B. We're not leaving C completely. I'm actually gonna get my guns turned. Ooh. No, I'm not. This is a battle we might be able to win. Okay, at least do some serious damage to this guy. Just managed to evade our torpedoes, but he's stuck. Doesn't have a lot of place to go.
The ship is on fire to starboard.
Come on. Come on, other guns. They're just tougher to kill. Like a little cockroach. Team is not helping me shoot at him at all.
The ship is on fire.
Come on, team.
Problem solved.
Keeping radar in reserve.
Concentrate fire on the enemy.
No kidding. Got him. Whoosh. He took a bite out of us, but man, that is the first blood kill. And we can take out the other team's destroyer. I'll take that every day of the week. Hey, Lewis, you're back. Kava's a bit allergic to AP. You know, I wasn't thinking about that, and I lean on HE too much in these British heavy cruisers just because the AP is feels a little bit anemic, you know, and the rate of fire is not super fast. So, guys.
Team is taking the lead.
Shimikaze, what are you doing dying? Our Shimikaze did not have to contend with detection or fire from the Khabarovsk, and he's dead. So there was a calculation error there. It was an unnecessary risk that was taken. I'll have to try that, Lewis. That's a good tip. Like I was saying earlier on Hitman stream, I really just don't play Legendary all that much. I'm gonna go speculative on torping the corner. I definitely don't want to be showing my broadside to Alaska. Alaska's got some amazingly good AP. Not huge damage alpha strike wise per shell, but good rate of fire. Definitely great for a cruiser. Oh man. Seems like our team got really impatient. Because that set up pretty well, getting their DD out first. And then my happiness turned to sadness pretty quickly. Royal Navy cruiser AP will rip chunks from DDs too. Is it relatively short fused AP then? I haven't done my full homework on it. It must I mean, I know that's the case, right, for Fiji. Well, Fiji's also lighter caliber, so it's doesn't tend to overpen as much. I've played a lot more Fiji than the heavy line, you know, the light line than the heavy line to date. All right. Maybe he thinks we've done all our torpedo work. So fuse timers, guys, with regard to AP make a difference, because if you have a shorter fuse, it just means less chance of overpenning an enemy ship. That's when you hear short fuse AP. What is it good for? Now we'll switch to AP rounds. He's going to bow in on us now, of course. And he's going to miss our torpedoes. Is he? Oh!
It's the way.
Oh, that was awesome. That is the power of single fire torpedoes. Oh my god, I love single fire torpedoes, you guys. Because you can put them on a straight line and they can hit bing, 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 bing right on the nose of a ship. It's so much harder to steer through. That is glorious. I love that. I love cruiser kills with torpedoes anyway. Because like I was saying earlier on Hitman stream, I am not a DD player by nature. It's my least played class. I don't feel like I'm great with destroyers. I'm learning. I'm trying to get better. Cruisers are my favorite ship lines in the game, hands down. Can we repeat this? We're going to make a little bit of a speculative move here. I'm going to look left, hold down my left bumper to get my guns pre-rotating with my gun lock, and we're going to try to throw torps out on this Richelieu. He's coming completely perpendicular to us. This can't happen twice, right? He's going to slow down. It looks like he's slowing down because he's bowing to the cruiser. The problem is, if I don't get him with torps, it's going to be a bold move, Cotton, and I'm going to get really wiped. So he held position, looks like. But you know what? Let's throw torpedoes out on the corner just in case he decides to speed up. Then he will be on the mark, so to speak. Okay, he's pretty passive. He's hanging there even though he's just bowing to a cruiser. Okay, so Lewis confirmed short fuse armor piercing rounds. That's the case on the new ship that is the reward ship right now as well on the Piotr. Piotr has short fuse AP. So make sure AP a lot more effective against thin-skinned targets like, say, Ochakov, which is notorious for having torpedoes go straight through its hull. Let's hope the Richelieu thinks that he saw all my torps. Let's go try to nab the B cap. Got 5 minutes left. We need to get to capping. We're still in this, kind of. Oh, crap. We have AP loaded for Mr. Atago. He's going to launch a bunch of torpedoes at us, most likely. So that's angled. I seem to have problems connecting big salvos with this AP. Just go ahead and use repair party, not damage control. Okay. I was hoping he has to be completely flat-sided to fire his torpedoes. So I was kind of hoping. What's going on with those torps? Look like they missed the Richelieu. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be able to get those torps out far enough in front of us. And here he goes again. He's angling on us. Damn it. Bad shot.
The ship is on fire.
Japanese cruiser AP, also quite good. Oh shoot. They're coming faster than I thought this time. Damn! Miscalc. Miscalc. Miscalc! Come on, butt! Ah! We're hosed anyway. We're gonna be down to me and one other cruiser. We weren't quite fast enough to get ahead of that last torpedo. But it was a combo with his guns. He hit us broadside at the same time, I think, with an AP round, which was a smart call. Their Richelieu kind of kept them in that by being smart and not poking the edge of the island. I was hoping he would poke and I could get him. He probably saw the Alaska go down and realized that my plan was to catch him getting cheeky around the edge of that island in the middle of B right here. Or over on the edge of B, I mean. Alright. All good things have to come to an end. We're having a tougher time with our games than earlier today. That's okay. It's a game about winning and losing, not about just winning, especially when you're solo playing. You just have to be good with the fact that you're going to lose quite a few matches. And you just do the best that you can do performance-wise in those cases. Unfortunately, that was... Let's see. Did we get credit? Did we get enough cruiser damage? Maybe? Whoops, I'm going to be looking at missions here. Is everybody done with their mission sets for the week? They don't flow over, which you already know. They don't flow over week to week. Let's see when that game cashes out. I know that I got pretty good damage on that Alaska. 3 torpedo hits. All right. So if we're doing pretty good on, whoops, meeting our mission goals, I think I'm going to play a ship that I want to play more just for fun. And we're going to switch to premium ships at this point just to earn some extra silver. So we have 14.2 million silver right now. Got multiple ships in the pipeline to buy. The Vladivostok, going to be soon to several other tier 7 battleships. And I'm going to have modules to buy as well on multiple ships. Kind of driving everything to tier 7. We're going to have to go back and kind of play catch up on earning credits. Let's play Scharnhorst. So I usually keep a double booster on global XP and on credits whenever I'm playing any of my premium ships. Just to keep that bank account balance building and just keep that global XP building all the time. That's the ultimate goal there. Lewis was talking about the Stalingrad last night. That is releasing for 2 million XP. So we have a ship that is a very large jump in experience required on the global experience basis versus our 750,000 ships that we've been used to. But time will tell whether it's worth spending that amount of XP on that boat or not. I think it's going to be a status symbol more than a good purchase, at least for a while. All right. Scharnhorst, one of the first premium ships I bought on PC. Bought it, and then coming over from tanks and not wanting to be a drain on my team, I didn't play my premium ships very much because I didn't want to mess up and hurt my team. So I bought Scharnhorst and I bought a Tirpitz. Tirpitz was hard at tier 8 to play, especially when you're up tiered 2 tiers and against tier 10s on PC. So Tirpitz sat around in port for quite a while. I cut my teeth with premium play more with Scharnhorst. And I'd say it is the bridge that started me leaning towards becoming a cruiser main, because she's not classified as a true battle cruiser. I believe there's a German term for what she is, and it's more along the lines of a fast battleship, not a true battle cruiser. But she has cruiser-like properties. Her guns are lower caliber with a faster reload. Her maneuverability is better than a lot of other battleships. Her HE is not where it's at, and know that I had HE loaded. So we're going to hold position here. I don't see anyone taking immediately juicy shots on my broadside, so I'm going to hold here so we can get additional shots on the Aoba before we pass through that island. This is not the biggest caliber gun armor piercing rounds. What they do is rip cruisers up quite well. Battleships, you're going to have to aim at superstructures to do damage. Cruisers, you can do damage almost all across the board except maybe on Edinburgh's bow. An angled Aoba will take more damage. Less chance of overpenning. Okay, Now we're going to need to start motoring because I don't want these guys getting shots on my side. Lewis mentions, yes, we were playing earlier with Hitman and just said tier 6, the best tier. And to me, it's the best mix of balance, of ship variety, and it is a great credit earning tier. Your repair costs are lower. Your earnings potential is still very good for your ships. And the balance is better because you're not in a tier 6 ship. We'll put it this way, a tier 7 ship going up against a legendary in many cases feels like you're going up against a 2-tier higher ship. You can see we bounced some AP there. So tier 6 to me is the best balance. Always going to shoot the destroyer, guys. Always, always, always. Even though this Aoba is right there, we're going to shoot the destroyer first. The Aoba does not have a heal. I may not see this T-61 later to get shots on him. Oh, he's out. Nice work, team. Now we can go for the Aoba. And kill him dead. Hey, why not? Let's not waste our torps. We do have torpedoes. So that worked out really well. If we shot at the Aoba, we might have killed the Aoba, but without contributing to the damage on the T-61, less likely that he would have been killed in that engagement if he was able to escape behind the smoke. So always, always, always shoot a destroyer when you can. Even if you're in a battleship with armor-piercing rounds loaded, it's worth it. And what it allows us to do is keep our destroyer alive. So the T-61 is a fun destroyer. I'm not a destroyer main, but I love that ship on PC. I don't own it on Legends, sadly, but it's a good little gunboat, torpedo boat combo. And we want to protect our destroyers from counterfire. So if we can take 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 damage, even with 1,000 hit point overpen from a battleship armor-piercing round, it's all just an aid to our destroyer to help them win that knife fight. Okay, Mr. Scharnhorst is going to give us broadside. I'm going to let the Z-35 here torpedoes do some magic. I'm going to aim up above the armor belt on the Scharnhorst. So again, my guns are not the best prepared to penetrate his turtleback armor, but they will do good work on superstructure. German battleships really suffer from superstructure hits. And he's going to eat a bunch of torps right now. Very well played by our destroyer. Almost killed him. If he's deciding to turn in, let's go ahead and throw a rack of torpedoes his direction.
Fighter returning to ship.
Pretty close match at this point. See, we're doing good damage hits, about 2,700, 2,800 damage per superstructure hit with our armor-piercing rounds. I just don't worry about doing a lot of Citadel damage with Scharnhorst against anything but cruisers. But because you have that 20-second reload, you can still get a lot of work done. I'm not going to go straight in on the Sharn. It's just not worth tangling with his torpedoes. But I am going to push his position a little bit. I think our destroyer might be actually trying to set him on fire since he's paying attention to me. The Zed could be firing some HE rounds at him just to try to light him up. I'm going to hope that we're going to be able to kill him before this Mutsu gets in the picture. I also have another battleship over behind the cap, I think, to deal with. Wait for it. Launch my plane. Get some vision. Angle in. Okay, we're committing to go straight at the Scharnhorst now. He's going to launch torpedoes, so I'm going to have to steer straight at him. Oh.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
You kind of shot them a little bit prematurely. One of them hit the island. Again, we'll just go superstructure. Didn't aim high enough. I'll use my damage control. Okay, now we can use damage control party since we've put the fire out, and there's not another ship that immediately is going to be setting us on fire. I'm gonna let the DD cap C, and I'm gonna move on to support at the B cap on this Mutsu. So this is Sharn. Run and gun. Use all your tools. Chip away. Don't expect to have massive, devastating strikes, except occasionally against cruisers that have exposed citadels. But it's okay. The damage adds up.
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a sweaty match. They have a Nelson. They have a lower health North Carolina.
Fighter returning to ship.
I'm going to manually select the Mutsu. Make him think about us from back here. I don't fire a lot of HE rounds out of this boat's guns either because the HE rounds, German HE, is just notorious for not being the best. It's not the best fire starting HE. It's not super high alpha strike. Okay, be wary of this destroyer. He's low health. It behooved the team to shoot that guy and me. And he disappeared, of course. My next shot would have been on that destroyer, 100%. He's probably going to try to ambush me on a corner, so I don't want to push too far ahead. Also, know the Mutsu is going to run into an island in front of him, so I want him to turn.
Critically damaged.
Let's continue to try to chunk away. Kind of worried about this Benson bum rushing the corner. Let's put a plane up. Come on, guys. Some focus fire. Okay, my DD's coming and can help do some spotting on their DD. I have a feeling he's going to bomb this corner right here and try to tort me. Manually select the Mutsu. Gonna get the cap. That's a nice XP and silver boost. Nelson thankfully is shooting AP at us right now. Dude, where did their Benson go? He's really low health, so he's being cagey. Come on, Mutsu, show me broadside. Now, Japanese battleship, we can go more for the water line.
Fighter returning.
Dang it, he's got good guns though. And we're showing side now to these battleships to our left. Really hurt to lose those teammates.
The ship is on fire.
Oh my. That shot we just totally screwed up. Where is that Benson? At this point, it's just damage, guys. Just mopping up some damage. The victory is out of reach. Just too many of them. Can't believe I didn't kill the Mutsu when I had a chance. Very poor on my part. So you can get some cheek damage on the Nelson. Where'd that shot go? Ah! I don't know what happened there. Our team just kind of evaporated defending, or maybe they tried to push into A when they really just needed to stay on the outskirts because we were taking control of both B and C, which would have given us a points advantage. So we didn't really need to go for ship kills. We could have stood off. Our destroyer's way out here. Oh well, we got a little bit of cruiser damage. Got a couple games left. Again, it's going to be a shorter stream. Let's check on our progress on our mission set. Oh my gosh. I think we got some damage on that Aoba in that game. Yeah, we were 200, less than 300 points away. 227 points away from finishing Weekly Havoc. And we need a high cal. Could play nice now. All right. Dang. Let's do something completely different. Let's do the Palo. Not played this a lot yet. I don't even know where it lives on my carousel. There we go. Okay, got a credit buff and global XP buff. Alright, you guys, the key thing for me is, because I don't play a ton of destroyers, to always go in, or to pull up the stats in game, but just to check. I think my torpedo range is the same, 6.2, as my concealment, 6.2. Actually, yeah, 6.2. So I play this ship probably a little bit more conservatively than some folks. It is the YOLO Emilio. You have the rolling engine smoke as long as you're not going like flank speed, which keeps you concealed while you're moving and allows you to do some amazing torpedo strikes with warheads on your torpedoes that are an average, or not an average, but I think a max alpha strike of about 24,000 damage. I have had one torpedo salvo that did amazing work on a Yamato and GK in one salvo. Sounds like we got our Weekly Havoc done, you guys. That's what we were shooting for. Try to get that done before dinner came along. Greece. I like this map. It's the map I had the game I was just talking about at Legendary Tier. There's 4 destroyers, so that's not such a great thing. Minsk is a gunboat. They have a Palo as well, so we're really up against 2 capping DDs. We have 3 DDs that are pretty cap capable. I can cap. I'm 6.2 concealment. I'm just not as stealthy as a Japanese DD, you know, that's sub 5 detection, something like that. So I have to be aware of not just going full in and falling on my sword in the first cap that I decide I'm going to try to get into. B's the closest. Hopefully this guy will take C. We're going to go B. We have someone going A, which gives us good destroyer balance across the caps for cap pressure and a spotting advantage. Dude, don't follow me. Try to suggest. I guess, sorry, we're defending C, so he'd have to go to D. But if he's spotting on the D side, that is good. And our main guns, 12 kilometers. So yes, he can help me Cat B if he wants, but actually be better if he's a bit of a vision and torpedo threat to those battleships behind D, or between B and D. Fiji, don't do it, man. Don't throw your life away. Is he gonna use smoke? No? None of these guys are gonna smoke? Oh, shoot. Trying to stay in the cap until we cap it. Okay, we got it. Excellent. Looking for destroyer targets now. Easy to hit the battleships, but that's not going to do what I need to do out of my role for my team, which is countering destroyers. We'll save terrorizing battleships for a little later. So that's where this torpedo range. Only 6.2 kilometers. You have to have balance with these gigantic warheads. It just wouldn't be fair, right? This might be a sneaky place to try to pop this Nelson, though. If we can time this right, not get spotted. Uh-oh. We can use our speed boost so we can be maneuverable and get fire on this Sasashio. Let's see how those torps are doing on the Nelson. Ooh, those could be good.
I have you now.
Yes! Nice. Did you see the numbers that popped when those warheads hit? Big numbers. Okay. That was fantastic. Uh-oh. Dinner people are home. This probably be my last game. Actually, I'll go start the race. I'm the dinner guy tonight, guys. I'm the chef. Hey, Captain Greek, thanks for the follow. Really appreciated. Sorry, it's a bit of a short stream tonight, just trying to fit something in before dinner time. Thought my wife's gonna text me so I could get the rice started, you know, doing some stir fry tonight. So let's try to get in and take care of this Sasashio. This turns like a pig. Okay. We don't have hydro, so it's a little bit different from that perspective. We have hard-hitting AP or HE rounds.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
There's the second rack. Come on. Slow reload, though. I know there's one more rack of torpedoes potentially coming. Let's get out of dodge. Okay, that's... Oh, crap. What do we have here? Hey, thanks for coming by, Captain Greek. Every follow is greatly appreciated on this channel. I really, really mean that. Appreciate you stopping in, joining in. Again, I'm mainly a Legend streamer. There is a very popular Greek streamer named Chaos Machine GR, which I believe is for Greece, who's one of my favorite PC streamers. So if you are a Greek captain, I consider you a friend. Mr. Chaos is one of the friendliest and just coolest dudes as a human being in the streaming community in World of Warships. Again, does happen to be on the PC side.
Critical engine damage.
Minsk has short-range torpedoes. Gonna have to keep an eye out on that. I'm gonna steer into where I think the torpedoes are coming from. Dude, hit him! Oh! Oh! Oh my god, YOLO Emilio! Okay, I think like my very last torpedo got him. Anyway, Captain Greek, thank you. This probably will be my last game, but man, again, I have not played this ship a whole lot, but some people are saying it's a trash ship. You do know? Okay. If you know Mr. Chaos, you are a friend. I'll tell you, Captain Greek, Chaos is one of my first Twitch followers. It's not like he comes and watches the stream often, especially with our difference in hours, but I'm one of my first Twitch followers, very supportive of me getting set up and started on Twitch and on YouTube, so just a great guy. Hey, Pixel Mug, how are you? Yeah, we have been knife fighting killing 2, even though this is not the best knife fighting DD, right? Because the reload takes so long. But dude, we devastating struck a Nelson right at the beginning of the game. And these are those 24,000 max damage warheads. Actually, one of the first players that I've seen play Paolo really well is Chaos Machine Captain Greek on the PC side. So, hey Pixel, thank you for coming in. Again, this is going to be my last game just because I've got family duties that call. But I try to stream at least once a week on the weekends right now. When winter comes along, it will be more often again. And I've been doing different YouTube content for Legends. I'm working more on tutorial-oriented things than just ship reviews. I've been playing World of Warships for 6 years, started on the PC, and had the privilege of being an alpha tester on Legends, which was really cool. Fun experience. I'd never done that before. So I have a soft spot for Legends. I played more Legends in the last year and a half than I have PC. Especially as I've tried to start doing some content for Legends. So it's been fun. Dude, good job, team. We're down to 1 DD. He's way on the other side. Let's use the speed boost and see if we can hop over to that side of the map. So you stream too, Captain Greek? Let me give you a shout out. Folks, give Captain Greek a follow on Twitch. There you go. And I'll shoot you a follow as well, my friend. Yeah, I don't know exactly what makes him so magnanimous, just so giving as a person. He's just wired that way, Mr. Chaos. I just always enjoy watching him. He's a real human being. He doesn't try to hide his emotions. He's a real person. I'm similar in that way, that I'm someone who doesn't mind feeling emotions in life. And he's just an inspiring guy. It's been a trying time for everyone in the World of Warships PC streaming community. So I know he decided to leave the community contributor program on the PC side, which was a very tough decision for him. But he's going to be successful in whatever he does in streaming. I wouldn't care what game he was playing. I would watch him do it just because he's such a genuinely good human being. And so fun and entertaining. It's a very high energy stream. Stop for a while to do work. You're changing house. Oh, that's always a pain when you have to move your setup. Yeah. I hear you there. I changed out camera, microphone. You know, when the streaming software upgrades or Windows upgrades, there's always something going on that kind of messes with things. So, streaming is interesting technologically for sure. I don't feel like I'm computer phobic to any degree, but it doesn't always make sense how things affect one another when you make a change just one component of your system. Alright, we know he's back behind this island, I guess. Is this a productive play for him? I don't know. Oh, there he is. We almost have baby cruiser capable guns. I know these are much bigger than normal caliber destroyer guns. And you do suffer from a longer reload because of that. But when they hit, they are reasonably good at alpha damage. And do good work on destroyers. We're going to win on points here very shortly. Oh, Pixel, you watched the map video earlier. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Like knife fighting. There's nothing wrong with knife fighting. It's just picking your spots. Like in this case, I knew that if I got that first battleship out, if I got that Nelson out, I knew that the Asashio was over in that cap alone, so it was a good time to go in and take care of him 1v1. I didn't realize the other DD was going to pop up so quickly. So knife fighting, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just knife fighting, you know, a minute into the match when you're going to get focus fired by 4 ships is very detrimental, in my opinion. It'd be much smarter to knife fight 1v1 as much as possible versus going in against a group of ships. Commandant Chalky, I owe you an apology. I was on Hitman stream earlier and I got over exuberant when I sunk Chalky. I don't play DDs often. I got a lucky torpedo hit on her. She's a better player in a lot of ship lines than I am. So I truly apologize for getting hyper about making that kill. I realize it wasn't fun for you. I just get overexcited, like in this game. Whenever I do anything good in a destroyer, I enjoy it too much sometimes. So better off playing against strangers in that case. So Chalky is an awesome player, and you're actually one of my favorite people to interact with on stream. So I'm sorry about that earlier. Truly apologize. I was bad. Hey, thank you for the stream, or the host of the stream, Captain Greek. And again, I'm going to write down your tag so I can give you a follow when you get your setup back and up and running. Chalk, you got bad teams. And this is the thing. Whenever there's count-ins, the people that I want on my team are never on my team. Like, you were not on our team once. When we count in with Moist Dumplings, who counts in a lot on the stream, he's never on my team. Drives me crazy. I don't know how it knows that. It's almost like it's working that way against you. Pixel says, the tunnel vision on the enemy DD that gets you every time. A few times I end up charging straight into a light cruiser. Yeah, that's the thing. Is if you are kind of watching the mini-map and watching how the initial deployment goes, and then you have a good sense based on whether you've been able to detect another enemy ship besides the DD, that's when I try to actually go in 1v1. And admittedly, I'm not a DD player. I don't play a ton of DDs. Not DD main. I'm getting way better at it just because I know how I should play, and I'm probably a little more, I don't want to say tentative, but just conservative about throwing my ship away, because the first 100 games in DDs, I just get slaughtered because I waited a long time to play DDs. I knew what I should do, but I was really bad about being disciplined. So try to be much better now and hold off my immediate frontal assault on caps and DDs that are capping. Hey, Clint, good to see you. Thanks for coming back in. And guys, I'm going to have to call it because I'm going to get in serious trouble. So I'm supposed to get dinner started. The family just got home and I have family responsibility. But can check out my videos on YouTube, which Pixel has mentioned. Has some new content out there. A third aiming series video that tells you about target prioritization, killing DDs first. Main takeaway from the last video I just did is killing DDs first, which is what we tried to do in the last 2 games. We killed a T-61, and we then went to work on the destroyers here in this game after we sunk that Nelson. So anyways, hey, thanks everyone. And Chalky, I'm glad I saw you because that was on my conscience. I'm glad I had a chance to apologize to you. So anyway, I value you as a friend on the Twitch side of things as well as YouTube. So hey you guys, thank you so much for coming by. Sorry it was a short stream. It was 2 days in a row. We're turning over the old leaf of being on a couple times a week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm probably going to play some Mech Warrior Online tonight and just chill. That's my new drug, is Mech Warrior Online, MWO, if you've never checked it out and you played World of Tanks ever before. It's kind of like World of Tanks vibe, but the community seems really friendly. Game's old, but it's got some new life and seems to be going in a good direction. So, going to be playing a little bit of that tonight, not on stream though, because I'm a total potato. Brand new player in that. Finally getting a few wins and a few kills. So, thank you, Clint. Very much appreciated. You too, Pixel and Captain Greek, Chalky. Thanks everyone for coming by. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. This is VannKraken, and I am out.